You go to bed tired, muscles fatigued, maybe even sore. You drift off, and somewhere in the quiet of the night, your body is quietly doing something miraculous, repairing, rebuilding, restoring. What if I told you there are 2 vitamins, just 2, that can transform this nightly restoration, helping you wake up stronger than when you went to sleep? Sound a bit like magic? Stick around, because today we're diving into those 2 powerhouse nutrients inspired by Barbara O'Neill's wisdom and how you can use them to build muscle while you sleep. Vitamin D and K2 work together in a way that most people never realize, and this partnership can completely change how your body repairs and builds muscle while you sleep. Vitamin D isn't just a bone health vitamin. It behaves like a hormone that influences hundreds of processes throughout the body, especially in muscle function. When your body gets enough vitamin D, it enhances protein synthesis, improves muscle fiber contraction, and helps your nervous system send stronger signals to your muscles. This means that when you sleep after a tough workout, vitamin D is helping your body efficiently rebuild those tiny muscle fibers that were broken down, making them thicker, stronger, and more resilient by morning. Low levels of vitamin D, on the other hand, have been linked to weaker muscles, slower recovery, and even an increased risk of injuries, which shows just how crucial this nutrient is for anyone trying to gain muscle or maintain strength. But vitamin D doesn't work alone. It relies on vitamin K2 to make sure the nutrients and minerals it helps mobilize are going to the right places. Think of vitamin D as the one unlocking the door, allowing calcium and other nutrients into your bloodstream, while K2 is the one directing traffic, making sure that calcium gets deposited in your bones and muscles instead of your arteries or soft tissues. Without K2, vitamin D can actually cause calcium to build up where you don't want it, which over time can lead to problems with stiffness, reduced blood flow, or even calcification. When these 2 vitamins are taken together, they create a synergy that keeps calcium perfectly balanced, strong bones to anchor your muscles, and flexible, nourished tissues that can contract and repair efficiently. This combination becomes even more powerful during sleep because that's when your body enters a deep anabolic state. Growth hormone levels rise, repair signals peak, and your body uses stored nutrients to rebuild what your training broke down. Vitamin D helps trigger the hormonal cascades that make this possible, while K2 ensures the building materials are being laid down properly in muscle and bone. It's like having a foreman and a logistics manager working together overnight to rebuild your muscle fibers stronger than before. What makes this duo especially interesting is that many people are deficient in both without realizing it. Vitamin D deficiency is widespread because of limited sunlight exposure, indoor lifestyles, and sunscreen use, while K2 deficiency is common because modern diets lack fermented foods and grass-fed animal products where K2 naturally occurs. This deficiency means your muscles never get the full benefit of the nutrients you consume or the workouts you perform. Supplementing both together closes that gap, allowing your body to operate as it was designed to. When your D and K2 levels are balanced, muscle soreness decreases faster, recovery times shorten, and energy levels rise because your body isn't fighting against internal inefficiencies. Instead, it's rebuilding efficiently, producing stronger muscle fibers and more resilient tissues every night while you sleep. Sleep is the most underrated muscle building tool there is, and yet it's the very time your body does its most important work. During the night, while you're resting and disconnected from the world, your body is performing thousands of microscopic repairs, rebuilding muscle tissue, and balancing your hormones. Every rep you lift, every sprint you run, every push up you complete creates small tears in your muscle fibers. Those tears are not what make you stronger. The recovery afterward is. When you fall asleep, your body shifts gears into what's called an anabolic state, meaning it's focused on growth, repair, and regeneration. Growth hormone, testosterone, and IGF-1's was insulin, like growth factor, rise naturally during deep sleep, and these hormones signal your muscles to absorb amino acids, rebuild stronger fibers, and store glycogen more efficiently. This entire system runs like a well-timed orchestra when your sleep is deep, consistent, and supported by the right nutrients. Without proper sleep, this process becomes inefficient, no matter how hard you train or how much protein you consume. Poor sleep reduces growth hormone secretion, increases cortisol, and slows muscle repair. You might feel sore for longer, experience weaker lifts, or find it hard to gain lean mass, even when your diet seems perfect. But when your sleep cycle is strong and uninterrupted, your body uses the hours you're unconscious to restore everything that was depleted during the day. The muscles relax, blood flow increases, and nutrients are delivered to damaged fibers. This is where vitamins D and K2 step in to supercharge that process. Vitamin D helps regulate muscle contraction and communication between nerves and muscle cells, while vitamin K2 ensures calcium is properly directed into bones and muscle tissue where it supports strength and function. Together, they amplify the repair signals happening during sleep, meaning the muscle fibers not only heal faster, but also rebuild more effectively. The beauty of this process is that you don't have to do anything extraordinary to benefit from it. You just have to create the right environment. When you go to bed with the right nutrients in your system, such as vitamins D and K2, protein, and healthy fats, your body has all the raw materials and factors it needs to make your recovery efficient. Deep sleep then becomes a kind of invisible workout where your body does the heavy lifting on its own. This is why so many elite athletes and fitness professionals emphasize recovery as much as training itself. They understand that the real growth happens not in the gym, but between the sheets. It's the reason people who prioritize quality sleep often notice faster progress, improved strength, and better mood throughout the day. Your body doesn't build muscle when you're lifting weights. It builds muscle while you're dreaming. That's when the anabolic switch flips on, transforming fatigue and microdamage into strength and power for the next day. Vitamins D and K2 are both fat-soluble, which means they rely on dietary fats to be absorbed and transported properly in the body. When you take them on an empty stomach, or with a meal that's low in healthy fats, much of their potential benefit can be lost because your body simply can't absorb them efficiently. This is why taking these vitamins with a meal that includes natural, healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, or fatty fish makes a huge difference. The fats help carry the vitamins through the digestive system, ensuring they reach your bloodstream and can actually get to work. Think of fats as the delivery trucks for these nutrients. Without them, vitamin D and K2 just sit idle, unable to reach their target. Many people who supplement with these vitamins don't see results because they don't know this simple absorption rule, and they end up taking them at random times of day without the proper support food. When absorbed correctly, vitamin D travels through the bloodstream where it interacts with cells that influence muscle strength, hormone production, and immune regulation. Vitamin K2 also depends on fat absorption pathways to reach its destinations, mainly bones, blood vessels, and muscle tissues. Without the right level of fat intake, K2 can't activate the proteins that guide calcium to where it's needed most. This means even if you're taking the right dose, you might not be getting the benefits if your meals are too low in fat, or if you take your supplements in isolation. Including good fats in your diet not only boosts vitamin absorption, but also supports hormone production, which is critical for muscle recovery and growth. Hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and growth hormone are all built on a foundation of dietary fats. So combining fat intake with fat-soluble vitamins gives your body the complete package it needs to build and repair. Timing also plays a role in how these vitamins work. Taking them in the evening with dinner or your last meal of the day can help them integrate into the body's overnight repair cycle. This is the time when your metabolism slows slightly, digestion continues at a steady pace, and your body transitions into recovery mode. If you pair your vitamins with a nutrient-dense meal that includes healthy fats and proteins, the absorption process becomes smoother and longer lasting. Some people prefer taking them earlier in the day to mimic sunlight exposure, which triggers natural vitamin D production. But what matters most is that you pair them with fats to ensure they're being used efficiently. The type of fat also matters. Unsaturated fats from natural sources like avocados, nuts, olive oil, and fatty fish promote better nutrient transport compared to processed oils or trans fats. These whole food fats improve the integrity of cell membranes, which means your cells become more receptive to the nutrients flowing through your blood. When you consistently take vitamins D and K2 with the right kind of fat, your absorption improves over time, leading to better muscle recovery, stronger bones, and more balanced energy throughout the day. Testing your vitamin D levels is one of the most important steps before starting any supplementation, because every person's baseline is different, and what works for one person might not work for another. The human body naturally produces vitamin D through sunlight exposure, but factors like skin tone, geography, age, and lifestyle can make a huge difference in how much you actually make. Someone who works indoors or lives in an area with limited sunlight can easily become deficient. while another person who spends more time outdoors may have adequate levels without even trying. Getting a simple blood test known as the 25-hydroxy vitamin D test gives you a clear picture of where you stand. Most health professionals recommend maintaining a level between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter for optimal muscle function and recovery, though the exact range can vary slightly based on your body's needs and overall health condition. Without testing, you're essentially guessing, and guessing with vitamin D can be risky because both deficiency and excess can cause problems. When vitamin D levels are too low, you might experience fatigue, weak muscles, frequent illness, or slower recovery after workouts. Your performance may start to plateau no matter how consistent your training is. On the other hand, taking too much vitamin D without supervision can cause calcium buildup in the bloodstream, leading to a condition called hypercalcemia, which can affect your heart, kidneys, and blood vessels. This is where vitamin K2 becomes essential because it acts like a traffic controller, guiding calcium to where it belongs, your bones and muscles, instead of letting it accumulate in soft tissues or arteries. Supplementing vitamin D without K2 can sometimes throw off this balance, which is why they're best taken together. Vitamin K2 activates certain proteins that bind calcium and direct it toward bone and muscle tissue, reducing the risk of unwanted deposits elsewhere. Keeping the two vitamins balanced not only makes your supplementation safer, but also enhances their benefits. When they're in harmony, you get stronger bones, improved muscle contraction, and better recovery, all while keeping your cardiovascular system healthy. This balance is especially important if you're an athlete, bodybuilder, or fitness enthusiast pushing your body regularly. High levels of vitamin D improve muscle strength and reduce injury risk. But that benefit only lasts if calcium metabolism is working smoothly, which is what K2 helps maintain. Regular testing of vitamin D and, if possible, monitoring markers of calcium metabolism can help you stay within the optimal range and adjust your supplementation accordingly. Doctors or nutritionists can help determine the right dosage for your individual needs. In many cases, a daily dose between 2,000 and 5,000 IU of vitamin D combined with 100 to 200 micrograms of vitamin K2 is effective, though adjustments are made based on lab results and medical history. The key is not to go overboard, but to stay consistent and informed. Your body functions best when nutrients are in balance, and testing ensures that balance stays intact. By maintaining this steady equilibrium, you not only avoid risks, but also create the perfect internal environment for recovery, strength, and long-term muscle health. Consistency is the real secret behind transformation, and this applies as much to supplementation as it does to training, nutrition, or sleep. Building strength or improving recovery doesn't happen overnight. No matter how powerful your vitamins or workouts are, your body needs time, repetition, and steady input to adapt, repair, and grow stronger. When people start taking vitamins like D and K2, they often expect immediate results, but the real progress happens gradually. It's the small, daily habits that compound over weeks and months that truly make the difference. Taking your vitamins at the same time each day, keeping your diet clean, sticking to your workout plan, and prioritizing sleep every night form a cycle of consistency that allows your body to operate at its best. When these actions become second nature, your recovery improves, your energy becomes stable, and your muscles start responding more efficiently to training. This idea of consistency goes beyond just the act of taking supplements. It's about building a routine that supports the entire recovery process. For example, sleeping at regular hours trains your body's circadian rhythm, ensuring that the hormones responsible for muscle growth and repair release at the right times. Eating nutrient-dense meals on a predictable schedule helps your metabolism stay balanced and provides a constant stream of amino acids and micronutrients for muscle repair. Training consistently but intelligently teaches your muscles to adapt progressively, allowing them to recover and grow instead of being overworked. When you add vitamins D and K2 to this steady rhythm, they reinforce the internal systems that make your progress sustainable. They help you absorb calcium properly, regulate muscle contraction, improve hormone balance, and strengthen your immune system. All key components that only work optimally when your daily habits are stable. The people who achieve long-term results in fitness aren't necessarily the ones who train the hardest. They're the ones who stay the most consistent. Missing one workout doesn't ruin your progress, just like one night of poor sleep won't erase your gains. But when inconsistency becomes a pattern, your body loses its rhythm, your hormones fluctuate, and your progress slows down. It's like trying to build a house while constantly stopping and starting the construction. You lose efficiency each time you reset. Your body thrives on routine because it allows biological systems to anticipate and optimize. When you consistently take your vitamins, your body learns how to utilize them efficiently, regulate calcium flow, and maintain stable vitamin D levels in your bloodstream. There's also a mental aspect to consistency that builds discipline. The act of showing up for your body every day, taking your supplements, eating right, getting enough rest, creates a mindset that spills over into other areas of life. You start to view health as a lifestyle rather than a project. This mindset ensures long-term success because you stop relying on motivation and instead operate from habit. When consistency becomes part of who you are, the results you achieve aren't temporary. They're sustainable, visible, and deeply rewarding.